All right. What's up? Welcome back to another episode of Late Night Linux. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. I definitely appreciate you guys coming through. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so we're gonna get into it. I'm basically gonna go through, show you guys the latest version of Ubuntu. You guys probably seen a video of me looking at it, but I'm gonna look at the server version tonight. You know what I'm saying? Just to see. I don't know. I can't really see that it's much difference. It's just a new long term release that um is beneficial, for you to upgrade to if you want to. If you have a server like in the cloud, or if you have a server, somewhere running Ubuntu, maybe 20.04 or 18.04, then you might want to, jump up to this one. That way you have a longer support. That's essentially what it is. But shout out to everybody that's here. What's up, Tay? Moon Day, what's up, man? So he says Nginx versus Apache. Um, I've been using Apache since the beginning of me, playing around with Linux. So I know Apache kind of like in and out, like pretty much everything you need to do. I'm kind of lacking on my knowledge when it comes to Nginx. So I don't really use Nginx that much when I'm setting up. It's at least a production server. Now I know enough to just, put it together and set up a web server, but Apache is what I tend to, rock with most of the time. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I do. You know what I'm saying? The lamp stack is what I first learned. You know what I'm saying? And I heard about the lamp stack. Nginx has been around for a long time as well. So, but hey, if this is your first time here, go on, consider subscribing, like the video. You know what I'm saying? So I can get more people in here while we just go through this install and everything. So, but I appreciate everybody that's showing up. You know what I'm saying, to it. This, like I said, I ain't really gonna be doing much, but just going through Ubuntu 22.04, the server edition. So let's go on and switch over. Let's see if we can. I'm gonna put it down here on this one so you guys can see the screen. So boom, there we go. So this is Ubuntu's website. So ubuntu.com, created by Canonical. Been around for years. But essentially, in order for you to get the server edition, all you have to do is go into downloads, hit Ubuntu server. And I'm actually working on a video, walking through this full process. I figured I'd do it for, you guys on the live stream tonight. But the video or the official, tutorial probably will be released this week because I already recorded it and everything. I'm just going through the editing process. But let's see. Basically, they do have some VMs, but I tend to just install the manual server installation. If you click there, that'll take you to the download for the manual or the USB DVD image. So basically the ISO, that's where you can download it from. They do have some alternative downloads if you need it. And what I wanted to do was look at the release notes as well, so we can kind of see the differences between the last one and this latest one, because I already have it downloaded, but this is pretty much all you have to do is hit here and that'll download it. Now check this out. This is why you always want to kind of use those LTSs or long-term support releases, because OS security guaranteed up to April 2025. So that's 3 years from now, you know what I'm saying, and extended security maintenance until April 2030. So a lot of time on, security patches come in and them just making sure that the operating system works. So let's I'm gonna go to the release notes in a minute. Well, yeah, actually, let's go now. Right here, I wish they didn't have this up there. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, it says welcome to Ubuntu community discourse. So this day community site. Let me go on and close that. There we go. So here go the release notes. Introduction, the release notes of Ubuntu 22.04 LTS Jammy Jellyfish provides an overview of the release and documents to known issues with Ubuntu and its flavors. This is the supported lifespan, so that's what I mean by the LTS. It's normally 3 years, so good to go with that. Get Ubuntu 22 LTS, so you can download all these different flavors, and I think I said that in my previous video, just showing you guys the desktop version. They do have all the flavors, you know, up to date as well. So Ubuntu, Kubuntu, Ubuntu Budgie, Ubuntu Mate, Kylan, Ubuntu Studio, as well as Ubuntu. So you can get that as well. And I got another distribution I want to check out that's XFCE, you know, and Debian based, kind of like Ubuntu. Well, this is Ubuntu based, but there is one that I really want to check out that's XFCE and Debian based. So I thought that was interesting. So I'm gonna do a video on that as well. And then they have the upgrade process. So if you need to upgrade, which I just did a video on upgrading, you can upgrade from, you know, previous versions. You know what I'm saying? So I think the video I did, I upgraded from 18.04 to 2022, or no, 20.04, I'm sorry, to 22.04. So let's see the kernel. It comes with version 5.17, which is that latest version or latest kernel, stable kernel. So we get to go with that. UDP disable, NFS mount. And this is something that I do every time they release one. I kind of go through all the notes, and I recommend, that's why I'm going through it now on this live stream, just to, I don't know, get you guys in the habit of actually doing that as well for yourself, just to see what's new, what's different, if there are some issues where it won't support, you know, certain packages that you know need, then, you know what I'm saying, you can check this out and follow. But systemd version 249.11, OpenSSL 3.0, security improvements. So NF tables is now the default backend for the firewall. Okay, so that's interesting to see, because I'm trying to think of what it was before. I know UFW is like the front end. I can't remember the other one. What's the other one? Something tables. I can't remember the name of it because I rarely touch it. But anyway, so that's the back end now for the firewall. So UFW, I guess, will be talking to NF tables. So that's cool. Ubuntu desktop now offers, you know, 11 color choices. That's pretty much all the stuff I talked about with the desktop environment, the desktop version that I installed. So none of that really applies. But here we go, the server, Ubuntu server. So Ubuntu high availability and clustering. So Kira Sync. Now I haven't used that, and I haven't used Pacemaker. I've heard of them, but I haven't used it. But it just covers, you know, the updated version of like all these ones, like Pacemaker is 2.1.2. And then ChiroSync is 3.16. I'm sorry. Here we go. Fence agent, resource agent. Let's see what else. Container D. So containers, you know what I'm saying? That's on there. PHP now defaults to version 8.1.2. So that's cool. That's something, you know, you may want to, because if you got an application, you know, and that's one of the importance of actually looking at this. Like if you got a website with PHP on it, and the application you're using doesn't use or can't use that current version of PHP, it may break your system. Then you might want to, consider not upgrading. So good to go. Um, Open LDAP, bind. So it does come with bind 9. I don't know if you guys use DNS or set up a DNS server, but that's what bind 9 is for. And then we got Apache has been updated to 2.4.52. PostgreSQL 14, Django, MySQL 8, which I already kind of knew they was gonna do that. NFS server, Samba server. So this that current version right there. And it kind of covers the changes. So I didn't want to go too deep and look at every change, but you could do that on your own. And actually, let me drop the release notes in the chat and speak to a couple people that may have someone else that may have shown up. Let's see. We drop that in there. So yeah, that's the release notes. AB Media, peace to you, bro. Peace to you. Top 3 TV shows of all time. Okay, Moon Day. I go it on and say that. So TV shows. One of them is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's one of my favorite shows, TV shows. I started liking I like this other TV show that came out. It's called Person of Interest. I really like that show. I actually just watched that not that long ago. So that's a dope show. So if you guys ain't heard about it, it's pretty cool. Basically someone created and I don't want to spoil it for anybody that ain't seen it, but I'll tell you like a little bit of the premise. Somebody created a AI, basically a surveillance system that looks through every camera, listens through all the phones, and it's one of those kind of like privacy type TV shows, but it has action in it as well, where the person that built it can only access it a certain way. And the AI, what it does is it looks for relevant threats, and then it also sees irrelevant threats, and it distinguishes the two. And so the person that created it, he hires like a ex CIA agent or whatever, hitman or whatever, and they try to save the people on the irrelevant list, while the relevant list is being taken care of by the CIA. You know what I'm saying? Like different threats or whatever, like terrorist threats and all that stuff. So it's an awesome it's an awesome show. I really like that show, man. That was an awesome show. I wish it hadn't stopped, you know what I'm saying, but it had to come to an end, you know what I'm saying. Um and then also I'm a fan of the Big Bang Theory. I like the Big Bang Theory. And I'm gonna have to name more than 3, because it's a couple more that honorable mentions, like they say on those top 10 videos. What's the other one? I like Mr. Robot. Everybody likes Mr. Robot. If you're a fan of cybersecurity and hacking and understanding how to use different tools and all that stuff, I'm sure you have watched you have watched Mr. Robot. I also like another TV show, greatest TV show of all time, in my opinion, is The Wire. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was growing up, you know, I I wanted to be a cop at one point. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of the things I was actually looking at doing. Before I even joined the military. So that was something that resonated to me. I don't know the way they, had to figure out different things in order to solve how these people were doing, everything they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Then that show, I've watched it like 3 or 4 times. The whole, all seasons. So you know what I'm saying, that's like one of my favorite shows as well. Um, and I also like The Sopranos too. And y'all making me go down a whole nother road, man. Let me get back to it, man. Oh yeah, and AO says, Mr. Robot watched it 3 times. Yeah. Um, I need to watch it again, bro. It's been a while, so I gotta go through it again. Cause every time you watch a show like that or something, you always miss up something or um and it helps to watch it again, so you can fully understand certain parts in the show. You know what I'm saying? It's always enjoyable to watch, you know what I'm saying, or rewatch it. You know what I'm saying? Because you see things that are new that you didn't see the first time you watched it, so or that you don't remember. So it's a great thing to do, when you got a little time away from studying or, you know, getting yourself, in a better situations, which is why I do these videos. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Hold on. Thinking about downloading Ubuntu desktop. Yeah, check it out, man. I got a video on it, AO, where I covered, everything about it. Let me see who else. Somebody else said something. Bug bounty tips to succeed. Now, bro, I've never and shout out to you, Hannah. Thanks for asking that question. I haven't got into bug bounty. I'm not a cybersecurity professional. Even though most people, that work in IT, you should have some cybersecurity, at least training so you can understand how to prevent things within your organization. But as far as bug bounty, I really don't know. You're gonna have to holler at what's the guy's name? John Hammond. Also Gabe Bay, does I don't think he's covered bug bounty, but I've heard him talk about it. He's in cybersecurity, so check him out as well. John Hammond for sure. I've seen videos on him, doing hack the box and all that training that you could do to help you start working on bug bounties. So that's my tips. It's basically referring you to someone else. And Don Gordito, good to see you, man. Salute. Shout out to you. Game Movie says my favorite was The Wire 2. Yeah. Awesome. There's a movie like it's called Black Hat. It as well. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. What roles need Ubuntu server skills? um, to be honest, not that many. And like I said, Ubuntu, like I've always said, Ubuntu and what I talk about on a lot of these videos, they it's just something else to learn. You know what I'm saying? That's why I started talking about it. It's just something else to learn. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, it's a tech skill. It ties to you. It ties to understanding Linux. And Linux is used a lot in the cloud. So if you understand Ubuntu, then it will help you with Linux in general because Linux is simply essentially the kernel. All the applications that sit on top of it is what makes up the distribution. The desktop environment and all the applications that come pre-configured in the system. You see what I'm saying? And so you're basically understanding Linux at the end of the day. So Linux, if you understand Ubuntu server, then you basically understand Linux at the end of the day. That's the way I could explain it. And shout out to you, Game Over. I definitely appreciate it, man, for the $2 super chat. I definitely appreciate it. Shout out to you for that. So I'm not gonna go through any more of these release notes. You know what I'm saying? Y'all took me y'all took me down the road, man, while I was talking about TV show. Y'all got me wanting to go watch damn Wire again. You know what I'm saying? So all right, so I already have it downloaded, the server edition. So let's go on and hop over, and just to throw this in there as well, AO, when you learn Ubuntu, you basically learning Linux at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So it's a skill, especially if you're getting into cybersecurity. Oh, that's another thing. I forgot to say that. So this ties to that question as well. When you learn Ubuntu is Debian based. If you understand Ubuntu, then Kali Linux, you understand Kali Linux because it's Debian based. They're both Debian based. They use the same package manager, all the tools, the environment just looks a little different, but it's essentially the same. It just has all those cybersecurity tools on it. So that's a benefit of learning, Ubuntu. It's not really a tech skill per se, but it does help you navigate all these other distributions that are made for different specific things, like for instance cybersecurity. So that's one way of looking at it as well, by learning, how to use Ubuntu, or just playing around with it. And then also, the reason I recommend, Linux and Ubuntu and different, operating systems like that is because of the privacy features that, you have. Um, Now, if you're doing the exact same thing you do on Windows by just opening up, or installing Chrome and just saving out your passwords and all that stuff, then you ain't really protecting yourself. The operating system is a little bit more protected, but if you're still putting all your stuff out there, then something could happen to you. But you don't have to worry about, many viruses. That, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not virus proof, but you know what I'm saying? It's less likely that you'll get a virus on your Linux desktop environment, or distribution, than like a Windows OS. And you know um, so it's kind of like Mac OS as well. You know what I'm saying? It's rare that you get them over there as well, but the hardware is so expensive over there. But anyway, going on another tangent, but let's go on and install Ubuntu server right fast. I'm gonna just walk you guys through it. I know you guys know how to do it because it's the exact same as last year, 18.04, 20.04, exact same. You know what I'm saying? So let's move that. But let's go on and I'm gonna create I'm not showing it to you guys, but I'm creating a virtual machine right fast on my Proxmox server, and I already have the ISO uploaded for Ubuntu server 20.04, 22.04. But I'm just creating a box right fast so we can get this thing going. Boom, boom, boom. See vert.io. Boom. Let's see, 8.92. So I'm gonna give it like 8 gigs of memory. And I know y'all can't see this, but y'all see it actually boot up, you know what I'm saying, when I finish it. Start VM after creation. Okay, cool. So all right, so let's switch over to our virtual machine so you guys can see it. And this is kind of what I do when I'm when I'm doing a video, when I'm recording a video. You know what I'm saying? I'm basically stopping, or pausing the recording, and then setting up the virtual machine. You know what I'm saying? And then getting everything set up. So you guys can actually see as I'm recording, and then I chop out all these little ports in between where I'm doing certain things. So all right, let's transition over there to it. And you guys can't see, everything about it, or the whole screen yet. It's kind of small right now. And like I said, I'll be adjusting it, for my recordings. But as you can see, it says try or install Ubuntu. So you want to obviously hit that. And it's going to make the screen a little bigger in a second once it boots up the live ISO. There we go. All right, so you guys should be able to see it. The text is going to be super small. And I wish I could make that a little bigger on that side, but I actually can't. And hold on, let's see. I know it's not much. Game over. Yeah. Oh no, man. Hey, anything, bro, is bro, anything, bro. Like, I'm not asking for people to do that. I just turn it on in case they want to. You know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate it though. You know what I'm saying? Anything, is appreciated. Let's see. I want to get into cyber eventually, and I work at a knock right now. Okay. All right. Yeah, yeah. Cybersecurity, bro, is a great place to be in. You know what I'm saying? They expanding jobs every day. All right, cool. So, all you gotta do is select your language, and like I said, it's just kind of like uh all you gotta do is follow what it says on the screen. It's not difficult to install. Select your language, boom. So all you gotta do is hit enter. It's gonna automatically recognize your keyboard layout, and if you have a variant, then it'll identify it, and select it. Or you can go up there and manually change it. So let's hit done. Now, one thing I seen that's different in this, because this is my second time installing it. But one thing I seen that's different in it, they have a minimal version, and I'm not sure if this was in 2020.04. Because when I installed it before, I don't remember seeing this. But they do have a full version and a minimalized version of it. The minimalized version is basically a cut down version of it, and it's kind of funny the way they write it in there. But it says this version has been customized to have a small runtime footprint in environments where humans are not expected to log in. So I don't know if that's a joke, but that's essentially what the minimalized version is. But it says the default install contains, the curated set of packages that provide a comfortable experience for an operating system. So that's definitely what you want to select, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? One thing it'll do, it'll automatically use DHCP, pull you an IP address, and you're good to go. So yeah, and like I said, these Ubuntu installs have gotten so much easier. You know what I'm saying? They always been pretty easy. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta understand what you're looking at. But this is the proxy settings. So if you have a proxy you want to use, you can select that there. And then here is the mirrors. So the archive mirror, which I'm gonna use the default, but I think you could make change. I wouldn't change it. I never touched it. I never had a reason to change that. You know what I'm saying? So I would leave it what it is. You know what I'm saying? And then now the hard drive, just basically setting up the hard drive so you can go through, change that up if you want to. I put a 32 gigabyte virtual hard disk on there, but you do have those other options in there where you can set up LVM groups, which is selected. Now you can also do LVM groups with Lux, which is basically encryption. So you can encrypt your hard drive. So if you're installing this on like a system, I recommend you do encrypt your system. Just don't forget that passphrase, because if you forget that passphrase, ain't gonna be able to log into the operating system at all, because you know, um, it's not gonna unlock the operating system. So make sure you remember what that is. You know what I'm saying? I'll put it in a password manager somewhere, or safe deposit box. I heard people say that. Put in safe deposit box in case something happens. Let's say you pass away. You know what I'm saying? And family is trying to get into the computer. To get something out of it. You could, if they have access to that, safe deposit box, and they can get the password for you, stuff like that. You could put it on a flash drive. Um, but anyway, so we can hit done there. I'm not gonna, do any of that encryption, because it's just a test. But right here is just a summary of what it's gonna do, and it breaks down all the volumes, the logical volumes that it's going to create, and all that stuff. Like, I think it has let's see, the boot. I don't see. Yeah, it don't look like it created a swap, because I mean, we really don't need it. You know what I'm saying? So but let's roll with that. So let's hit done. Right there, select continue, and it'll continue to install. And then you go on and set up your accounts. So put your name in there, the server name. So I'm gonna name this Ubuntu or UBS. UBS22, and that basically stands for Ubuntu server. And then type in a username, so Josh, and then let's type in a password for this thing. Boom. And then we can tab down to the bottom, hit done. Now it does ask you if you want to install SSH, which I recommend. Most people, when they set up a SSH server, I mean, not a SSH server, but a Ubuntu server, they want to use SSH. And then you can also import your SSH keys, which I'm not going to do. You know what I'm saying? But that's something you want to do because you want to turn off password authentication on SSH. That's how a lot of people's servers get taken over. You know what I'm saying? They have passwords on there and people are brute forcing it. As soon as you put one of these things on the internet, you got people in China, you got people all over the world. You know, they'll find the IP address of this server, especially if it has a public IP address. And people gonna start banging on it. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna be like, what set you claim? You know what I'm saying? Trying to get in, throwing different passwords at it, you know what I'm saying, to get into your server. And if you got like a weak password on it, or something that's common, they can get into your server and they got pseudo access or pseudo privileges, you know what I'm saying? Especially if that's what this account is set up for. So we done with that. Boom. Now this is one of the cool parts of it. And like I said, I'm gonna go through and do a detailed tutorial, but you got all these applications you can install on it. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, you got Nextcloud, Docker, let me see, containers, the live patching with Canonical. I think you have to have an account for that. Rocket Chat, Mosquito, PowerShell, Google Cloud SDK, which is used for the cloud client or whatever, logging into it. AWS client, so that's there as well. And they used to have a little bit more, like you can install the full lamp stack. They don't have that no more from what they look like, because I guess it's so many options out there. Some people use MongoDB or some other type of data, Postgres, SQL. But they used to have like lamp server on here where you can just install the lamp stack, you know what I'm saying, and you have everything installed. But I'm assuming it's because of people have all these different options now, you know what I'm saying. Well, before, kind of didn't. Now it's running through the install. It only take a couple minutes on my end. Oh, actually it's done. It says install complete. But it also is gonna do updates, so I always let it update. You know what I'm saying? Let me read the chat, see what you guys talking about. Let me see. AO, yeah. Aaron Lewis, he says Linux in general is everywhere, from servers to IoT, and Ubuntu is one of the most popular distributions. Yeah, and that's something I forgot to bring up. Yeah, Ubuntu is one of the most popular distributions. It's it's pretty much used everywhere. You know what I'm saying? All over the world. A lot of I can't remember what the numbers are. Um, but I know web servers. I think it was web servers. I remember looking at some stats. It's like 70% of web servers, across the world. At one point, somebody said 90, or something I read said 90% of web servers, or servers that are just on the internet or running some form of Linux. So definitely appreciate you throwing that in there, Aaron. That's 100% right. Game over. He says, is there any way to uninstall and then reinstall a updated version? Yes. I mean, it is. Is there any way to uninstall and then reinstall a updated version? Yeah. Well, you can upgrade it. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming you're talking about the full operating system. They have an upgrade process, so you can upgrade. Now, what some people do so they can have like a fresh server or a fresh copy of the server, they'll back up their original operating system or whatever it is, they'll back up like the home directory or the etc directory. They'll back up all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? All your configuration files, all that good stuff. And then just put in the ISO, live ISO, and then reinstall over the old operating system. And just it's basically gonna wipe everything. If you run through this installer, it's gonna see the hard drive, it's gonna see the previous version, and you could wipe all that out. You could delete all that, and then reinstall the new version of it. That's the way some people do it, and I used to do that in the past because a lot of times I would, and that was something I said in one of the other ones before, one of the other tutorials where I was talking about the upgrade, yeah, the upgrade script or the upgrade, running the upgrade. I ran into some issues where the upgrade failed. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to reinstall from the beginning, start from scratch, and rebuild the server up because that upgrade process failed. Now, luckily, I had backups of everything. I had my backups of my etc directory with all my configuration files, my home directory. I had a backup drive on there or some other drive that had like web files or something like that. I had backups of that. Well, I just basically unplugged that from the system. And just tried that upgrade process and it failed. It errored out and it was no way to really recover it. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't figure out what was caused or what caused it to fail. So I just wiped it, you know what I'm saying, reinstall the operating system. But the only thing with that, it's not gonna have your software that you put on there. You're gonna have to reinstall all your software. You know what I'm saying? If you don't use that upgrade process, because it's gonna be a fresh server, just like what we just did right now, installing this fresh server. It's not gonna have any software on it. So if you had a web server running on the previous one, you're gonna have to go through that process of reconfiguring that web server. But if you got that etc directory, you know what I'm saying, you have all your web files that you had on the previous server. You could just put them in place, install Apache, and then put them in place. You know what I'm saying, and then restart the server, and most of the time it'll come up and work properly. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to you, Moon Day, for the super chat. I definitely appreciate it. Yogi Fish, what's up, man? Big ups. Thanks, man. Big ups to you. You know, he says thanks for the knowledge and everything. I appreciate it. Oh, okay, so the install is done. All you gotta do is tab down to the bottom, hit restart now, restart the server. It's gonna ask you to remove the live ISO. I'm gonna just press enter because it's a virtual machine and it's just sitting there. It ain't gonna affect anything. But then we should have the full install of Ubuntu. We should be good to go. And then we can log into our user account and just kind of play around with it. I'm not gonna do much with it. I know one thing it's gonna do is show that cloud crap. The cloud init. Crap. Alright, so there we go. So let's log into it. Typing our password. Boom. And then the first thing you want to do, I can kind of go through this as well, live as well. The first thing you want to do is update your server. So we all know how to do that. So sudo apps update, and then ampersand sudo apps upgrade, and then we type that -y on the end of it, type in our passwords, boom, and I'll go through and update the system. Just make sure it's 100% up to date. And one thing I wanted to try out right fast, and I haven't tried it out, is what is it, task select. This is how I normally, like when I'm just trying to get a server up, I use task select. So I'm gonna show you guys that package in a second. And I'm not sure if it works on here, but I use task select to set up a lamp stack, especially when I stopped seeing lamp in the software that you can install in the beginning, during the install. I stopped seeing lamp in there, so I just installed lamp using task select, and I'll show you guys that in a second once we get some updates. It's an easy way of installing multiple packages. Like if you want to put a desktop environment, which that might be something we'll do. I'll put a desktop environment on this server edition too, so you guys can see it. Yeah, and I did a video on this before, showing people how to add a desktop environment to a server. It's essentially like doing a Orch install. You go through, install the operating system, install a, set up the drives and all that stuff. And when you finish Orch and once you get it all 100% set up, you still looking at a blank screen, you know what I'm saying, with the cursor popping up there. You have to do everything from the command line. You got to install install your desktop environment, install your window manager, install pretty much everything, as you go through the process. And then right here with these updates, it's basically asking you which services should be restarted. So we're gonna restart them all the ones that selected at least. So we can press OK, and it'll restart them all. All right, cool. Before we do something, let me reboot the server since we did some updates that at least require services to restart. I always do that. Like whenever I see like services being restarted and all that stuff, I just go down and reboot the server. So sudo reboot. Now doesn't matter if you write now or not. It'll do it right away. Cool. And let me see. You the real deal when running installs live. I appreciate it, man. I just been doing it for a long time. I mean, once you start, messing around with it, because like I said, I'm not no uh Linux. I don't consider myself a Linux guru because I've never done it in a production environment, which you don't have to run in or use it in a production environment, but I don't know, that's somewhat of the standard, I would say. Like people that work as Linux administrators, and they use Red Hat and all that stuff. That's kind of like the industry standard when it comes to it. When it comes to Linux, that's what, when you say Linux administrator, most of the time you're talking about a Red Hat administrator, and you got those certifications from Red Hat and all that stuff. But so I don't know everything those guys know. I just been using Linux for a long time, outside of my full-time job. So all right, so we good to go. Let's try the task select. So we have to install that. So we can run sudo apps. We can run the update again. And then we can install it, which we don't really need to run the update, but we can run it again. All right, cool. So apps install task, and it's task SEL. That's the actual package name, so you guys know. But this, I know this worked in 20.04, so let's hope it works in here. So we could run sudo task select, and let's just run it. It'll bring up the dialog. Okay. And so what this application actually does, it allows you to install a bunch of packages. And let's see, web server. Why doesn't it say lamp stack? Because you used to could be able to select like lamp stack, and it's another one, whatever they call that one. But it will install those groups of packages, all at one time. But as you can see, it does have the desktop environment. So that's dope. You can install a desktop environment on your server. So GNOME, XFCE. And it's probably going to be scaled down. The version that's installed. It's not going to be like the 22.04 when you install it. I know at least every time I've installed it, on a server, it doesn't look the same. It doesn't have all those configuration changes that you would see on the desktop version of Ubuntu. And actually, let's see if it does on this one. So I'm gonna install GNOME. Actually, let's not install GNOME yet. Let's install the web server and just see what happens. So all you have to do is hit OK. Boom. And let's see what packages it actually install. And let me look back over at the chat right fast. Let's see. Oh, what's up, Third Ward? What's up, man? Salute to you, bro. I appreciate you coming through, man. Hey, I seen your message, man. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot going on this weekend. You know what I'm saying? It's me and my wife 16 year anniversary. So we've been doing, a lot, you know what I'm saying? Uh and I just ain't been that's why I didn't do a live stream earlier today, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Then Mother's Day tomorrow. So, you know, I figured I'd take some time though and come do this at least. But shout out to you, bro. I'm gonna come through. I'm gonna watch the replay for sure. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you coming through, man, for sure. Um, all right, and then from what I seen on that, it looked like it didn't install anything else. Let me see if it installed. I know it installed Apache. So let's go sudo system ctl status Apache, and let's tab it out. Yeah, so Apache 2 is on there. Good to go. Um, okay, so Apache is installed. Now, did it install MySQL? Because before you can install pretty much everything. So let's tab this out. Okay, so MySQL is not on it. So that don't really help you. You know what I'm saying? You might as well just do it all from the command line if you want a web server or a full LAMP stack installed. You might as well just install each package, from the command line. Like you can install Apache, then you can install MySQL, and then you can install PHP. So that's your full LAMP stack right there. But right here, but at least task select. One thing I used to do, you can go through and delete stuff if you want to. Like if you don't want the web server back on there, you can go in there, unselect it, press OK. It'll go through and remove the Apache server from your server. So you get to go. I wish they still had LAMP, man. I'm telling you, they had the LAMP stack on there before. And actually, let me show you guys right fast. Oh, and I appreciate you guys for the congratulations. I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, me and the wife been rocking for a while, man. You know what I'm saying? So actually, let's switch over to back to the website, and let's just search task select Ubuntu, and let's look at some images, because I swear it used to have like a whole bunch of stuff on there. Yeah, here we go. Boom. See, I knew I wasn't tripping. We click on that. Let me open it up a little bit better, bigger. Except yeah, whatever. But see, it used to have all this on there. I'm not sure why it doesn't have it on there. But LAMP server, you can set up a mail server, DNS server, sample file server. You can go through and install all that. And as you can see, this one don't, like, let's open it up again. This one only had like the desktop environments, web server, SSH, and maybe they just adding all that since the distro, but still, but I don't know. Since the distro is just been released, I guess that's why it's not showing it. But you think it would still have all this stuff in there. So I don't know, man. That's weird. That it doesn't have any of that stuff. So depending on the size group of packaging select tasks, you may need to wait a while. Yeah. So this just talks about it, and that's something I've always used. To install a bunch of packages at one time. You can install this, task select, and you can get whatever you want and put it on there. So let's switch back over. I'm gonna install a desktop environment right fast, and then destroy this virtual machine because I don't really care about it. So, and this may take a little while. Let me just holler at y'all in the chat. Yeah, as you can see, Gnome, it's got like 1,000 packages. You know what I'm saying? So, but shout out to all you guys for coming through, man. Definitely appreciate it. Shout out to all you guys, man. Hope y'all having a wonderful Saturday. You know what I'm saying? But hey, let me show you guys this so it don't, while I'm waiting on this to be done. It was something I saw. See if I can find the article right fast. Gotta open up my email, but it was an article I saw right fast, and it's my interest. You know, a lot of people in the cybersecurity field. Um, I kind of want to hear your thoughts. Let's see. Let's copy the link. Let's see. All right, let me switch over to my website. But have any of you guys seen this? Says U.S. offers 15 million reward for info on Conti ransomware gang. So I don't know. Whenever you work in a cybersecurity field, my opinion should be, you know, looking into a lot of the news and what's actually going on. It's definitely important that you stay on top of current events, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to certain things. But it's a $15 million, you know, reward on information to help identify and locate leadership of a co-conspirator of a infamous uh, Conti ransomware gang. It says up to 10 million of this reward or offered for info on the Conti leaders' identities and location, and an additional 5 million for leading to the arrest and or conviction of individuals who conspired or attempted to participate in Conti ransomware attacks. So, and then right here, this talks about, you know, everything about them, like the victims. So 1,000 victims who paid over 150 million in ransomware until January 2022. So that's crazy, man. That's a crazy amount of money that these guys are, you know, getting. Yeah, 150 million that they've taken. The Conti ransomware group has been responsible for hundreds of ransomware incidents over the past 2 years. Man, it's crazy. But they do have a tip line for the FBI. So if you guys want to, you know, if you know it, not, not saying you guys hang around criminals, but I'm just saying. I mean, if you have any tips or whatever, if you want to, you know what I'm saying, that is the tip line. And I thought they had like a link to the dark web so you can, I mean, obviously you don't want to submit the tip anonymously. You know what I'm saying, especially if you want some money. You know what I'm saying, some of the 10 million they're offering. You know what I'm saying. But oh, hold on, let's see. It says in November, the U.S. Department has also offered rewards of up to 15 million for information on Revil and dark side ransomware operations. Yeah, I looked into that a while back. I remember hearing about it, but it says the rewards are offered as part of the Department of State Transnational Organized Crime Reward Program. Since 1986, the department has paid over 135 million in rewards under this program. So they have the um they have the track record of paying, you know, the rewards. You know, sometimes they'll put up rewards and, you know, you don't qualify for it because you didn't follow a specific procedure, or they disqualify you from actually collecting it because of something. They actually paying out, you know what I'm saying? So definitely check that out if, you know, and just stay on top of things that are going on in the world, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, you guys should check out let's see, Bleeping Computer. It's a whole bunch of websites that I follow. It's Hacker News. That's one of the places I go to. Yeah, they have a lot of, you know, news that's going on. You know what I'm saying, like on the security area. Let's close that. But yeah, fake crypto giveaway steals millions using Elon Musk Art Invest video. So that's crazy. That's crazy, man. Like, it's so much stuff going on in the world, man, and it's something I think you guys should, stay on top of, especially if you get into into the cybersecurity field, so you can know what techniques are being used. A lot of times they cover, what security researchers have found, when it comes to certain hacks or certain cryptocurrency scams and just different things, so you can just stay on top of it. And it's good information to have, especially like when you hop into meetings. I mean, I can't tell you how many meetings I've been into, and it's something that I've read on the news, and that's actually came up, or I may have brought it up. You know what I'm saying? And it just, I don't know, it looks good to your organization that you work for, because they understand that you're, or they look at it like you're heavily invested in what you're actually doing. You know what I'm saying? By staying on top of stuff like this, and looking into, things that are going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? So current events is very important. Oh, and shout out Gabe. What's up, man? Shout out to you, bro. Struggle security in the house. What's happening, man? Nah, shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you, man. And and thanks for the super chat. I definitely appreciate it, man. Shout out to you. But let's see if our install is done. Let's switch back over, and it looks like it's not. Um, so yeah, we'll go back to it in a minute. Let me see. It was some other stuff I was looking at as well a little while back. Was it this? Yeah. U.S. agriculture machinery maker, AGCO, hit by a ransomware attack. So that was crazy when I read that a couple of days ago. Well, actually yesterday when I read it. I read this. You know what I'm saying? So it was interesting to see. I mean, these ransomware organizations, they going after pretty much all industries. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter what industry you in, they going after it. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you talk about, I mean, this just looks like a place that's behind on the technology that they're using. You know what I'm saying? As far as the way they manage their finances, that's kind of what happened with their pipeline. You know what I'm saying? They probably was using some out of date software, and they got hit in their finance department because of the software that they're using. You know what I'm saying? And somebody probably downloaded something they wasn't supposed to, and it spread throughout the organization. Well, AGCO, they look like they using some old software. Not trying to be funny about it, but I mean, a lot of these older organizations that's been around for years, they don't change, they don't update with the times in a lot of cases. You know what I'm saying? And they probably not updating their software as much as they should. Yeah. But it says right here, having a revenue of over 9 billion, employing over 21,000 people, and owning brands like Fent, Massey Ferguson, Challenger, Glenner, and Veltra. So they own a lot, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, the FBI is warning. Oh yeah, they did warn that ransomware attacks were targeting the agriculture sector in the United States, highlighting 2 notable cases in 2022. So yeah, they going after everything, bro. No, no, no area is immune to it. You know what I'm saying? So, um, let's see what y'all saying in the chat. Calvin, what's up, man? He says, greetings. I figured out my problem. I left a comment about on your other video in case you seen it and wondered. Oh, what was the problem? Go on and ask me here, bro. I probably, cause like it's been hard for me to keep up with the comments. You know what I'm saying? So I'll take like a day and go through a whole bunch of comments. You know what I'm saying? Try to catch up on them. You know what I'm saying? So asking here, if you don't mind, if you still here, go down and ask, and I'll try to answer it, because I'm not sure what it. Well, actually, let me look it up, bro. Let me look, because I could search by name in the back end, and I'll see what your question was, unless you say it in the chat, pretty soon. So Let's see. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go to my back end. Oh man, network brought on. I wouldn't have been live if he was going live. You know what I'm saying? I always like to, if it's somebody I know and somebody I respect what they doing, you know what I'm saying? I try not to go live when they live, you know what I'm saying? And try to share their stuff. But, you know, so let me see if I can find your comment, Calvin. I got you, bro. Hold on. Let's see. Do you mind providing some trouble? Oh, I do remember seeing this, and I was finna respond to you, but something else caught my attention, and I didn't go back to it. But it says I installed Ubuntu 22.04 onto a Raspberry Pi, and all runs fine. I inserted the Pi into a server rack, and the tray has a 91-inch display on it for small amounts of information. When I run a program manually, it works to show the details on the display, but when I reboot, it does not automatically load. Now that's something you could probably add to um your procedure. Your I forget what it's called. But if you want to run commands in the beginning, or run a program, you know, it's like a startup application. Kind of like in Windows, you could set startup applications. So you can even use cron. So if the server boots up, then run this particular program. Um, I can't remember how to do it, but it's basically setting. I can't tell you on the fly. I'll type out something for you after this, and then hopefully that'll help you. But it's basically um, a application, a startup application. It's kind of like a system D. I mean, some people they create system D for like applications that they've created. They'll create like a system D, a manual system D file or service file, and add that to that as well. So it's multiple ways of doing it. I can't tell you right now exactly how to do it out top of my head. I got to research it and remember how to do it myself. You know what I'm saying? So the problem was related to a OLED screen. The script did not include bin bash on the first line. Okay, yeah. I don't know, bro. I would have to look at what you're doing, bro. If you don't mind, send me a screenshot or something in my email. It's KeepItTechie@gmail.com, and I'll do what I can to help you. Or the script, you know what I'm saying? You could probably send that to me as well, and I'll see if I can help you set that up. He said it was added to the RC local service to start, and because bin bash was missing, it failed to start. All fixed now. Oh, okay, all right, cool. Salute, man, salute. So you kind of figured it out, yeah. The service file. That's exactly what I was just saying. You know what I'm saying? That might fix it. Yeah. So I'm glad you figured it out, bro. I'm sorry I didn't get with you with the. Like I said, I normally take a day and I'll go through a whole bunch of comments, but it hadn't hit that day where I just go through a bunch of comments yet. Man, I'm losing my voice. And what's up, Mr. Awesome? What's up, man? Good to see you, bro. Happy you in the building. He said I use VirtualBox to download Ubuntu and Kali. I'm going through your Linux intro course now. Hey, that's dope, man. Hey, and that's why I created that thing, bro. It's really just to help people understand it, bro. And I think what I said in that course, everything I'm showing you guys, especially in the command line, will apply to Kali Linux. You know what I'm saying? Because it has pretty much all the same applications as Ubuntu on Kali Linux. So if you understand Ubuntu, you understand Kali. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't want to use Kali because Ubuntu is the most popular distribution out there, but it's Debian based, and Kali is Debian based as well. So you know, same commands, same things you type in the command line will work in Kali. It's just you have to understand the applications that are installed on there. So yeah. yeah, he says the Linux window is pretty small though, and haven't figured out how to make it full screen. Okay. What are you talking about? Like on the server or well? No, no. Oh, let me show you that right fast. Actually, let's open up a Kali install I got right fast. Or actually, Ubuntu. Let's do Ubuntu. Let's open up a Ubuntu. Just show you guys right fast, or show you how to actually do it. I'll bring up, and this is all running on my server, so I switched to the other one. So you guys can see it. Let's see. Let's switch to the other virtual machine. Oh yeah, I gotta switch out and then go back to it. And then while the Ubuntu server is still going, we'll open up this one. Okay. And like I said, it basically works the same as Kali. And you guys, you know, Ubuntu, basically the desktop environment is pretty much the same as Kali. Like the way everything operates. But terminal. So let's say you trying to make this bigger. I'm assuming that's what you asking. Let me go back to it. Yeah, Kali seems more advanced for fresh IT users. Yeah, it is a little bit, not that much, but you know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying. But if you want to zoom in on here, or you talking about in my video, I'm not sure if you're talking about in my video or not, but because you probably have to make it full screen because I think it's some ports. Most of it I zoomed in though. But essentially all you gotta do is zoom in here. You can zoom in here, and I think it's Control Plus. I don't want to do that because I don't want to mess up my I got key bindings or something, and I don't want to accidentally stop the stream or something. You know what I'm saying? But if you go into preferences as well, you can specify the profile. So if we go down here to profile like unnamed, you can set, your terminal height, or your terminal sizes. You can set that, the font sizes. You can make all these changes to it, and I think I talk about that in the course as well. You can make changes to this, and then make all your changes, and then you can save that profile. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you asking about. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my man KeepItTechie. I seen you did a live stream earlier. I think I popped in there earlier. Oh no, I had woke up late. Yeah, I heard you was going boxing, man. You said you box, man. That's something I got to get back into. I used to, do it a lot overseas. You know what I'm saying? Hitting the bags and stuff. And I was like in a little boxing club. Where we're going there and practice. Practice our skills and stuff. That's dope, man. He says he having a beer and watching boxing. Yeah, shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. Thanks for coming through, man. And I'm not gonna be on much longer. But I hope that helps you, Mr. Awesome. I think that's what you were saying. Okay. So the VirtualBox window on my computer can. Oh, you're talking about the VirtualBox window. Oh, all right. With VirtualBox, that's different. You probably got to bump up. No, you probably got to install. I know what it is. Install the guest editions. That's most likely what you haven't done. I'm not saying you haven't. I'm not saying you haven't, but you need to install those guest editions. The guest editions is what you need, in order to make the screen right. That's one thing I always ran into when I was using VirtualBox. You got to put those guest drivers on there. That's essentially what they are. It's just drivers that allows the screen to work properly, as well as adding the virtual memory or whatever it is, the graphical. Bump that all the way up, as well as install those guest edition, that guest edition package on there. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully that helps you. And I think I did a video on VirtualBox a long time ago where I talked about that. But I'm sure if you search guest editions, you know what I'm saying, that'll pop up for you. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So I was trying to wait until this thing. Well, actually, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait until this Ubuntu system, has a desktop environment, or Ubuntu server has a desktop environment. Which I don't recommend you doing this. You know what I'm saying? It don't make sense to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because server edition, the less packages you got on there, the better it runs. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're using an older system, something like that. And let's actually switch back to that right fast. Switch back to the server. Boom. There we go. So we almost done with this desktop environment. And actually, I don't want to hurry y'all up. Yeah, he says guest additions for, yes, it's called guest, like GHEST. So guest. Actually, let's pull up the website right fast. That way I can tell you the right package. Switch over here, and then virtual box guest, spelled that wrong, guest, dang, why am I typing the wrong thing? Hold on. Guest additions, there we go. So guest additions, so you want to install this on the box that you're using, you know what I'm saying, the actual machine that you set up. So guest additions, here we go. But they do have it on Windows too, you know what I'm saying, and it's basically like adding a virtual CD drive to your Windows system and go in and install the driver. It installs all the drivers for you that you need for the virtual machine that you're working with. And basically what it allows for the system to use the proper display, settings. I always ran into that, bro, where the display settings were off. You have to install these guest additions. And I know I got a bad accent, you know what I'm saying, but guest additions, that's what I'm saying. So, and then you should see it in the actual application. It allows you to install it. I can't remember where it said it, but it'll download it directly from VirtualBox. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go look for it or anything, but it's basically, kernel modules and all that stuff that's needed in order to make the system run properly. So you can blow up the screen and all that stuff. You can adjust the resolution of the screen. So that's exactly what you need, bro. Yeah, essentially, yep. KeepItTechie, yep. Guest additions let you do more stuff. Yeah, basically. But I know that's one of the things that I always had. Yeah, and here we go right here, what it says right here. Actually, let's switch back over. I don't think you guys can see what I'm looking at. But if you look at this 4.2.2 graphics and mouse integration. So that's essentially, part of it. It's gonna help you with the integration of the display, the window manager, and the display settings. So you need to install that on the guest version, or the guest, copy that you have, the VirtualBox. All right, so it looks like this thing finished. So what I'm gonna do is restart it. So let's restart it, and I'm gonna end this video. I appreciate you guys coming through, but I just wanted to see if this will work. And like I said, most server editions, you don't really come with much changes because you don't have no desktop environment on the server edition. It's just the latest LTS, and you have those, a longer term of support, for that new version, as far as security updates and all that good stuff. And actually, yeah, there we go. So we got a desktop environment on our server. And like I was saying, that task select is pretty cool. to actually use. And actually, man, let me throw this thing away, or not throw this away, but get rid of this other virtual machine because it's kind of killing my server right now a little bit. But yeah, we got that latest version um of GNOME. So display settings, let's go in here and adjust that right fast so it'll look right for you guys. But this is our server. And like I said, it's not gonna look like it's not gonna look like the latest version of Ubuntu 2022.04. It's gonna be a generic base, desktop. So I'm not even sure what that box is right there. It's like my mouse is messed up, so we'll probably have to go into the settings and play around with that. But let's see, mouse. I don't know. That's weird. It's got like a little box there. Actually, when you install something like this, you also want to kind of run updates. Even though it installs, sometimes you may run into where there are some updates that need to be ran on the system. So sudo apps updates, and then let's run that on there. -y, boom, run that, boom. Yeah, and there are some updates for it. So, and that's named mainly for the desktop environment. Oh no, it didn't. It just checked everything. Okay. All right, never mind. I thought it was but you got different repositories now, so that's why it's more repositories that is checking. But you do have the software center. So pretty much everything, and this is a great way to set up a base, Ubuntu install 22.04. You can go through and install it this way, and that way you ain't gotta worry about all the changes they made to GNOME being on there. You know what I'm saying? You could just have a base level GNOME, and as you can see, what it had on there was a Debian. So that was a Debian, GNOME, desktop environment. You know what I'm saying? So you can customize it from there. You know what I'm saying? Instead of it, using that Ubuntu one. And actually, I'm not gonna go through this whole thing, man. But yeah, you can customize this. Add all your changes to it. You know what I'm saying? You're good to go. But let's go on and switch back over to the chat. All right, so yeah, that's Ubuntu 22.04. You know what I'm saying? The server edition is definitely worth checking out in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely something you should check out. Oh man, what's up, Shaka Nulu? What's happening, bro? How you doing? I definitely appreciate you coming through, bro. And I gotta hit you up, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about yesterday, man. I don't know what me and the wife was doing. So but anyway, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I definitely appreciate all you guys coming through. I definitely appreciate it for sure. Anybody that supported to the channel, I definitely appreciate it. I do this just to really help people, you know what I'm saying? And so if you donate, I definitely appreciate to that you're actually doing that, you know what I'm saying? That helps out the channel, and I don't need it for anything. It's going right back into the channel for me to buy equipment and just keep things going, for the channel. I'm not no, big channel like a lot of these other guys out here. I'm just doing what I can to help as well, trying to help people get into the IT field. But man, I appreciate everybody coming through. If you got any questions, you know what I'm saying, just send me an email. All my information is on the channel. Somewhere on the channel you can find my email address. Is KeepItTechie@gmail.com. A lot of people got my phone number, so you can give me a call if you need anything. You know what I'm saying, any help. or whatever. And if you don't have my number, then email me. I definitely help you, or leave a message or in the chat or something like that, or below one of the videos, and I try to help you as best I can. You know what I'm saying? Especially for all my people that's trying to get into the IT field. I definitely want to see more, people interested in the IT field, and that's one of the reasons I do these types of live streams. So shout out again to everybody that came through. Shout out to everybody that's, and I hope you guys have a good Saturday night. I'm finna go hang out, and chill as well with the fam. So y'all have a good night, and of course, keep it taking.